Hi, this is Rick Allen from Def Leppard. Visit campussports.net.
Hi, I'm Dave Osco for campussports.net, and we're here for another timeout at the Aaron's Amphitheater in Atlanta, Georgia, where tonight, one of the greatest rock bands of all time, Def Leppard, will perform. And we get to interview one of the most inspirational, iconic musicians in history, drummer Rick Allen. We'll do that on Timeout right after this.
You're watching Timeout on campussports.net.
All right, so we are here with the true rock god, Rick Allen from the band Def Leppard. Your fans actually call you the Thunder God, correct?
They do. A very good friend of mine, he gave me that name years and years ago, and it just stuck ever since. As you can hear, we're backstage.
Yes.
You know, we can hear all the sights, the sounds,
Yeah.
smells.
It's rock and roll. It's rock and roll.
Fantastic.
So now, you're one of the most inspirational people I've ever met or I've ever seen. You obviously dealt with a tragic accident, and what's incredible about it is that you rose from that like a phoenix, Rick. You rose like a phoenix, and took your abilities to another level. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, in the beginning it was really hard for me, and I thought my career was over. But just the outpouring from all over the world, people just well-wishers, and the rest of the guys in the band, of course, and my family. And then, really, I think meeting my wife, she really helped me start dealing with some of the mental issues that I was going through. And I didn't even know that I had PTSD until I started meeting up with the military.
Okay.
I started going to Walter Reed.
Okay.
And then I started to realize that maybe there was more to my injuries than just the physical.
Right.
And then I met up with the Wounded Warrior Project, and a good friend of mine, John Roberts, he really helped me. And I keep in touch with a lot of those guys.
Right.
And now I do a lot of work with the Raven Drum Foundation. We do a lot of retreats out in California.
Okay.
And it's like a two-way street. You know, I've really started to learn how to manage it. And, you know, it's really with their help. And it's this exchange, you know.
Right.
I inspire them, they inspire me, and it's one big happy family. It's great.
Now, for people that don't know what PTSD is, can you explain what that is actually?
Yeah, it's like a sort of it's where, how do I explain it?
Post-traumatic, right?
Yeah,
Stress
it's
disorder.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. It's almost like a circuit breaker goes off, and for a long time I was in almost like a hyper sort of aroused state.
Okay.
Where, you know, any noise or, you know, there were certain triggers that would set me off.
Right.
And it was, you know, to not know what it was.
Right.
Was really difficult to deal with. But now that I have an awareness about the fact that there are certain triggers that set me off,
Yeah.
you know, I know how to deal with it better.
Right. Awesome. Now, tell us a little bit about the Raven Drum Foundation, and where does the name come from, the Raven?
Raven is, you know, it's like more of a native sort of a power animal.
Okay.
And drum, of course,
Right.
is what I do. And myself and my wife, we came up with the whole concept, I think around about 2000, 2001.
Okay.
And we started working with all different parts of the population. We were going into teenage penitentiaries and, you know, working with them. You know, a lot of gang violence, this, that, and the other.
Right.
And then, you know, shelters for battered women, this, that, and the other. So we kind of got around. But then in 2006, when I went to Walter Reed, it really cracked me open. It was like I saw so much suffering. And then when I got back to my hotel, and I broke down, got on the phone with my wife, and I said, you know what, we have to refocus our
Right.
attention. And that's exactly what we did. We started to focus more on our veterans.
Right.
And Raven Drum is fantastic. It's a fantastic way for me to give back some of my experience of getting through life,
Right.
especially in this state,
Yeah.
and having been through a really traumatic event.
Well, they always say, you know, when you work with people that have dealt with these type of things, and you work with them, it's almost more rewarding for you sometimes than it is for them.
No,
you
it's
almost get
great.
more out of it.
I get so much out of it, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. And people are like, "Well, why do you do this?" And I'm like, you know what? I'm inspired, and I get so much out of it for myself.
Yeah.
And I see a definite marked improvement in how I am in the world and how I am with other people. So
Right.
that's why I do it.
Okay, so you've been with the band since you were 15 years old.
Yeah, I actually I saw a piece in the local Sheffield newspaper,
Okay.
and it said leopard loses skins. So I was about to give up the business.
Okay.
You know,
At
I was
15.
playing. Yeah, I was playing
You were
with
locked
local
up.
bands. I was like, I'm done. And we called the newspaper. A guy called Keith Strong, who wrote the article,
Okay.
gave us the contact for Joe and Steve. Within days, I met with Joe and Steve at this local club.
Right.
And, you know, we realized that we'd been to all the same concerts. We were probably rubbing shoulders, you know, exactly the same concerts.
Right.
You know, all the bands we grew up with.
But you're the baby, though. You're younger than
Yeah, I'll always be the baby. yeah. No, you know, I look better than that. It's okay. But yeah, I joined, went for the audition. The original drummer came back. He wanted his job back.
Okay.
But I went last. I listened to the other two guys, you know,
Right.
to make sure I got the parts down. And around about my 15th birthday, I joined Def Leppard.
That is awesome.
I know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, in sports, you know, there's teams, there's camaraderie. There was a team that played college basketball for Michigan called the Fab Five, and there were 5 freshmen that all played in the starting lineup at the same time. You guys have your own Fab Five.
We do. It's a family.
Yeah.
You know, you know, we've been through births, deaths, you name it. I mean, tragedies, you know, the ups, the
Yeah.
downs, and it's just like any family, you know?
What do you
And
think's been the key to you guys staying together through all those years? Because a lot of bands go, obviously, through a lot of drama. It's like a soap opera. But what has been your guys' key to success?
I think when you hit those low points,
Mhm.
I think that's when you kind of look at each other and you go, well, why are we doing this again?
Right.
And you go, oh yeah, we're friends.
Right.
We actually like, you know, spending time with
Yeah.
each other and working with each other. So that has been the key, really been the friendship, and I think being able to write great songs.
Right, makes a lot of sense. Now, you have a daughter that's 18 years old that
Yeah.
is going to school pretty soon, going to University of Oregon, we were talking about, right?
That's right. That's the Ducks, right?
The Oregon Ducks, so they're a huge football team. You're going to have to start following American football a little bit because she's definitely going to be supporting the Oregon Ducks.
Well, it inspires me now. At least I feel some sort of connection. You know,
Right.
if she's in the same school, then I'm gonna be like, wow, you know, what's going on with those Ducks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited. I'm excited for her. I'm very proud of her, and I'm happy that she's going to such a cool school.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, for young musicians, young athletes that have maybe dealt with a severe injury of some sort, whether it's amputation or whether it's, you know, a busted knee or whatever, what's the advice that you would give them to continue to not get too discouraged, to keep going?
That's a really good question. And what I say to people is celebrate your uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really how I came through, was instead of comparing myself to, say, a 2-arm drummer,
Right.
what I would do, I'd start to embrace what I was doing and go, you know what? It might not be the same as how I used to play or
Yeah.
how I used to sound, but it's completely unique.
Right.
And I'm going to celebrate that.
Yeah.
Because nobody else can do what I do. Not to
Right.
boast,
Yeah.
but nobody else can sound the way I sound,
Right.
simply because of necessity.
Correct.
I had
You
to
had to
just
adapt.
I had to adapt and modify it. And then the other thing is, you know, always do things from your heart.
Right.
You know, don't listen to this so much.
Yeah,
Do things from here.
yeah. I actually always apply that, especially in my love life.
Yes. Fantastic.
All right, so now you're kind of an athlete. You know, you're out here on stage, you're jamming away all the time.
Yeah.
You told me earlier that you've had some injuries like tennis elbow.
Yeah.
And you actually don't use wood sticks. You
Not
use,
anymore.
You use these sticks. So tell me a little bit about this.
Well, these are very similar to the like the baseball bats.
Okay.
It's aluminum, and then you just have sort of a nylon sheath, and then this part here that screws on separately,
Right.
so that the shock doesn't go into my bones, not like it did with the wood.
Right.
Well, I've always used using the wood was great for a while, but then for some reason I started getting this tennis elbow.
Okay.
And I've been using these for about the last 15 years, and yeah, is there any wood?
Yeah.
No, I don't get it anymore.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
great.
Awesome. All right, Rick. So right now I'm going to put you in what I call the timeout penalty box.
Oh, God.
We're asking you a few questions. You just got to answer as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So favorite American film of all time.
Favorite American film of all time? I guess American Werewolf. That really scared me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite English film of all time.
Oh, favorite English film of all time. Oh man. I love The King's Speech. That was fantastic.
That was a great
Yeah.
movie. Okay. Good call on that one.
Yeah.
I like that. Favorite professional athlete. Could be
Favorite-
American. It could be English. Could be from Ireland. Whatever you want.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like what an incredible legacy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay. If you could hear one drummer perform aside from yourself, who would it be?
John Bonham.
John Bonham?
Yeah.
Okay. Why's that?
Because he just had it. He had something really special, and the likes of I don't think we'll ever really see again. Fortunately, I know his son. I know Jason Bonham.
Okay.
So I can kind of get it vicariously. You know
Right.
what I mean? And he knows all those parts. But I think really John Bonham had something that not too many of us possess.
Okay. All right. What is the first thing you want to do when you get off stage after a show?
I just want to sit down, cool down, have a nice cold beer.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
Fantastic.
This has been Rick Allen for Time Out on CampusSports.net, a true legend. Check out Def Leppard on tour all summer, and please check out the Raven Drum Foundation. Is there a website that they can go to?
Yeah,
for that?
ravendrum.com.
ravendrum.com. All right, this is Time Out. We'll see you next time.